with everything Harry and Meghan have put those two through, I am not blaming Prince William and Catherine, the Princess of Wales, for even a single second.
Laughing stock. That's the phrase tied to Meghan Markle after explosive claims surfaced that Prince William and Catherine, Princess of Wales, had a secret nickname for Meghan in a private WhatsApp group.
Not even a single second for deciding to have a bit of a dig at Meghan Markle's flop lifestyle brand. This from Bella magazine. It's been no secret that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have faced animosity from senior royals since Megxit in 2021. The late Queen led the palace's response to the Sussexes' notorious interview with Oprah Winfrey, where she famously claimed recollections may vary. But while last month's Peace Summit suggests relations between the two camps would be warming, privately, some of the family's closest friends have been quite candid about Harry and Meghan. According to a royal source, friends of Prince William and Catherine, the Princess of Wales, allegedly ridiculed Meghan after the announcement of her lifestyle company being rebranded to As Ever in February. The friends reportedly referred to the Duchess of Sussex's latest business venture as if it will take off. One said it's caused quite a bit of laughter within the group. WhatsApp messages have been going back and forth. It's all very budget and rushed. Embarrassing, really. To my favourite twins, Nancy and Stephanie Sidley of Twin Talks. Girls, so good to see you. And come on. You cannot blame William and Catherine, can you, for having a little bit of a gag on a private WhatsApp group? I mean, pretty terrible, whoever, I guess, has leaked it. But at the same time, I like this because it's like Lady C has her nickname for As Ever, which is Was Never. But Catherine and William just say As If. And it's true, as if this is ever going to work. It's sort of perfect, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, bravo to them. I mean, they rarely even talk about it, which I think is great because they're very classy. But to joke around about it, you got to laugh, right? I mean, you have to laugh at this point. You do, because they took an opportunity and squashed it so bad that all you can do at this point is laugh, because everything we predicted has come true in such a small amount of time. And her brand is just a disaster. So, of course, saying as if, I mean, we were all doing that in the beginning. We were all saying as if. We were hashtagging as if.
Toilet wine.
Yeah, I mean, it's just perfect. And I really hope that this is like a true story and someone did see it, because that would just make me happy that they are finding humor in it. And it's not just, wow, this is the most embarrassing thing to happen since
to our family.
Yeah, since, oh my gosh, I don't know when, Annus Horribilis. So
yeah, exactly, since 1992.
I really hope it's true. Yeah.
And of course, the great thing about this is that this story has ricocheted around the world, has entered the mainstream media. And actually, I think this is one of the best strengths now in terms of dealing with Meghan and Harry. Laugh. Let's laugh, because the thing they will hate the most is the fact, because look, let's be honest, William has definitely gone through the stages of grief in terms of the end of his relationship with his brother. And of course, there was like deep anguish and anger. But the fact that it is at the point of ridicule and humor and just brushing it off, personally, I think is the thing that will actually annoy the fake Duke and Duchess more than anything else.
Oh, plates are definitely being smashed in Montecito. I mean, silence is everything at this point, because I think they really thought that if they kept pushing them, they would get a reaction. And it's basically not, it doesn't take a rocket science to realize that the only draw those two have is being members of the royal family. It's the only draw their children have. And if they don't speak to them, and if they don't say anything to them, and if they don't give them something to talk about, then nobody is interested in anything they have to say. I mean, Netflix pretty much going, okay, guys, we don't want to pay for you anymore. We're not going to give you production. We're not going to do anything. You have to come to us now. And then we have right of first refusal for anything at this point. Pretty much is code for come to us, Meghan, when you have a divorce documentary you want to do, in our opinion. So, and I'm sure everybody else's opinion at this point. So, I mean, it was pretty evident that Netflix gave them their marching papers, and
Oh my
the
God,
fact that
yes.
Their orders.
yeah, the fact that, and I have scoured Netflix and everything, the fact that they only bring up her Christmas special and they don't bring up their deal that they have with her with As Ever, I have not been able to find anything of Netflix executives, anyone saying, yeah, we're still partnering with Meghan, helping her with her brand As Ever. So
See, I think it's just such small fry for Netflix.
Yeah.
Like, even though this is Meghan's world, Netflix just doesn't really care that much. It's just like a little auxiliary thing, just like, oh, we're going to make some crappy wine to sell to fans of Bridgerton. It's just not a big thing for them. But of course, for Meghan, it's everything. And actually, oh my goodness, I've got lots to show you, actually. So from Bethany Frankel, Meghan and Harry's brand has failed. This reporting from Tom Sykes of The Royalist, asked by Us Weekly why so many celebrity brands fail, Frankel used Meghan and Harry as her example, replying, I think the truth is, like Meghan and Harry, I bet they're good, decent people. They didn't want the fame, but they didn't want to give up the lifestyle because it's expensive. Now they're living in Montecito, and it's hard for things to land. It's hard to land all of those things. And they wanted to do it in a timely manner because they realized there was a certain window of opportunity. So they made all of these different deals, and business is really hard. If it was easy, everybody would be good at doing it, which very much backs up what you both are saying, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I read the article. Bethany Frankel also knocks Martha Stewart in this article and says she doesn't have as much energy as her. And then she says Ellen DeGeneres is a powerhouse. I mean, I just,
What?
things like that. Yeah. I read the article.
No, but
so Bethany is using Harry and Meghan right now to get clicks and views and likes, because that's the hot thing right now. We know that. But she is right. It is hard. And Meghan and Harry, now that they have this first look deal, they have to write this. They have to write everything. Going into a pitch meeting is not an easy thing, even for people who have been doing it for 20, 30 years. It's really hard. And the fact that they have to do everything now, that means they have to go to work. They can't be lazy. No longer are they going to pay them for just sitting around. They're not going to get a paycheck from Netflix anymore. It's going to be, we'll give you this money if we choose to do this project with you. And like, I agree with Bethany here. It's hard. And they did want to kind of like throw everything at the wall at first and see if it sticks. And nothing stuck. And they showed all of their cards. Their hand has been played. And we see all the cards now. So there's nothing else there. There's nothing else for us to see. Meghan is putting up a tray of dried up cookies on her Insta. There's nothing more for us to see that Meghan can do at this point. She's teaching us how to wrap gifts again in part 2 of As Ever, or with Love Meghan, whatever the hell it is. I mean, that's even confusing. I don't even know what it's called.
Oh no, but
anymore.
ladies, I have to show you this because I know you spoke about it on your show, and I've got your thumbnail for it because, come on, what is that? Like, she cannot cook. She actually cannot cook. She cannot bake. Like, I can't either, but I don't pretend that I can. And it's like, you compare that to Pamela Anderson's beautiful new edible flowers and all of that sort of artwork and everything design for Flamingo Estate, and it's like chalk and cheese, isn't it? Chalk and bloody cheese. But look, I wanted to show you Megyn Kelly's take on the Netflix deal, because you know Meghan is so tapped into the entertainment industry. She knows how it works behind the scenes. I found her analysis really fascinating. By the way, this was during her appearance on the Paul Murray show on Sky News Australia, and I'm going to say very proudly, my cousin Lucy is the executive producer of this very good show, the Paul Murray show. So I'm a big fan of the show. Megyn Kelly makes regular appearances, but I honestly thought her analysis was spot on here, but I'm interested to know what you two both think. So let's watch this.
Speaking of negotiations, what do you reckon the negotiation balance or imbalance was between Harry and Meghan and Netflix? Because they have redone a deal, but it's a really piss-weak version of the first deal. They don't get the automatic money and then you have to make something. You basically have to make something and then they'll decide whether they're going to show it or not to get the money. How do you reckon that negotiation went?
Well, to me, it sounds like Netflix wanted to cancel, and someone representing Meghan and Harry begged them to at least say that it's a first look. Like, you're not cut off, you're not canceled. They don't think you're losers, which we all do, but they don't think that. They think you're winners. They're such winners that they want a first look at any projects you're going to unleash down the line, because they might want to buy it. But really, it's just a save face mechanism, because Netflix has these two under contract. If it wanted to renew some exclusive deal with them, it would have. It has more money than God. It's not hurting for cash. It could easily renew a deal with these two. And so I think the first look thing saves face for them. It's probably negotiated by Ari Emanuel, who has many other deals with them. So it's very easy for him to leverage and say, hey, give us this, so that they save face and it doesn't hurt you at all. What do you lose by, getting a first look? And also it hedges Netflix bets, just in case when the king, God forbid, dies, they want to tell all their disgusting stories about him, which is right on brand for them.
According to the Sidley twins of Twin Talks, this alleged nickname shows just how far tensions have gone and how Meghan may still be the butt of jokes behind palace doors. But is this revelation real, or just another tabloid-fueled rumor? Let's dive in. We all know royals are supposed to be discreet, but even the most polished members of the family need a place to vent. The latest reports suggest William and Kate used a private WhatsApp group to chat with close friends, and that Meghan wasn't just excluded, but mocked. Her alleged nickname? The Laughing Stock. If true, that's a brutal look into how the future king and queen really viewed Meghan behind the scenes. Why would Meghan be singled out this way? Critics say it's because of her reputation for drama, for overshadowing the royals with headlines, and for dragging family issues into the media spotlight.
Right? If they do have something more they want to say about the actual interesting people, the royal family, that would sell. It's always sold before for them. The one thing they did for Netflix that worked was that special on Megxit and her leaving the royal family, and all the tea they spilled on the royal family with her mocking the queen with her deep bow or curtsy, what have you. So I think Netflix is smart to say, hey, if you want to do that again, makes you look terrible, but it pads our bottom line. So sure, we'd be interested in that. But your stupid attempt to be Martha Stewart, your documentary on polo, as you want us to believe you've become a man of the people from your Montecito mansion, you want to do a documentary on polo, which about 2 people in the world can relate to? Yeah, no, not interested.
What do you reckon, Stephanie and Nancy? Is she right?
She's completely right. I mean, the first look deal, in our opinion, was Netflix trying to get out of this, because I think what happened was Netflix, somebody leaked it 3 weeks ago that they were not going to renew their contract because, in my opinion, Meghan was trying to play hardball with them in some way. I mean, who knows? But finally, they were like, we need to leak this and get it out there. And that might have pushed Meghan to now accept the first look deal. We need to accept it. Because if you read it, Archwell's the one that put out the statement. Meghan's the one that put out the statement. She's the one who said, my husband and I. It wasn't really Netflix. They're like, yeah, we're going to do a Christmas special, but it's going to be in their home this time. And you're going to, in my opinion, it's going to be on their iPhones, and we'll probably see the kids, maybe.
But Netflix right now is squeezing a turnip.
Yeah,
that's what they want.
They don't care about the royal family.
They don't.
They don't care about Meghan and Harry's well-being. They don't care about anything. They do care about the bottom line.
They're so smart to have left those comments open underneath the trailer, the new trailer, part 2. So smart, because whether or not they're good or bad doesn't matter to Netflix. They just want the engagements. It's called engagement farming for a reason, and they love it. They're laughing all the way to the bank.
Yeah,
and I mean, this morning they put out a teaser trailer for Jussie Smollett.
Yeah,
that he is going to appear on. They teamed up with Jussie Smollett.
And he's obviously the guy who was faking the race hate attack. He's totally shamed. So the point being, Netflix has no problem getting into the weeds with highly unsavory characters. I mean, look at this. This is the latest that I saw from Princess Carparkle, and I think the numbers have got even worse. But I mean, look at that. 14,000 dislikes, 1,900 likes, and 88% dislike rate. I mean, it is.
They love it. No, I know, but it is extraordinary, Stephanie. Because if Meghan
but you
and
think
Harry
it
have
works for Netflix, Stephanie? Though, is that what you were saying?
I want 1,000%. There is money in failure. There is money in hate watching. But no one's hate watching it anymore. No one's. If people were hate watching, she would have gotten better numbers in the first part of With Love Meghan. Well, she's not getting the numbers she did. People are done hate watching this woman, and that's the problem. They would have signed her to another contract. First look deals. You could say they're squeezing a turnip. You can say Stephanie and I have a first look deal with Netflix. Yeah, of course, anybody will listen to anyone if you go around and pitch a TV show.
Yeah, what I found fascinating this week is that they tried to argue to Richard Eden, the diary editor of the Mail, that, oh no, we are getting paid for it. Of course we're getting paid for it, but obviously no figures at all are released. And actually, I would argue, whatever they're being paid for it is not enough. A first look deal is actually so much worse than a golden handcuffs in so many ways, because one thing it does is it really limits you. Because if they do have a good idea that Netflix isn't interested in, Netflix can take all of the time in the world to turn it down, can go through the whole process. And it's very obvious, right, that Netflix doesn't want the majority of their stuff. So if Harry and Meghan had been brave and being good at what they do, the problem is they're not. I would have said, no, go to the open market and put all of your projects there for the open market to bid on. The problem is no one in the open market wants them. Now, I've got to ask you, oh my goodness, I saw your guys' tweets this morning about this latest fake video, because do you remember we had the American Airlines air hostess, and it's very, very obvious this is part of the sort of dark arts of the new social media PR. And this is the latest from a bloke who, well, you'll see it, but your take on this, Nancy, is, in my opinion, here is another fake interaction like the flight attendant to make Harry and Meghan look authentic. Bros don't care about those losers. And much like a flight attendant, SoCal valets do not talk about celebrity interactions. They see plenty during their shift. And Stephanie, you just agreed, saying this is so fake. So I'm going to play you the video, and watching at home, you be the judge.
You were valeting, and you valeted Prince Harry's car.
We didn't valet his car because he had his own car with his crew, but he came through and like introduced them.
Was Meghan with him? Do you know who that is?
Yeah.
No, that's starstruck.
I would be starstruck if she was.
Bro,
there.
what?
Who's Meghan and Prince Harry?
Bro, what do you mean? The Duchess of Sussex, bro.
What's the Duchess? What's the Duchess of Sussex?
Bro. Did you watch Suits?
No.
Oh my god.
Did you
watch Suits?
Yes. Bro, I fell in love with her in Suits.
Yeah.
Before I knew she was a freaking princess.
Yeah, no, she was not there. If
Meghan Markle?
I would have really freaked out.
Bro, when I was...
Oh, I'm okay. Well, what's so special about him?
He's the prince of freaking...
the UK.
He's the prince of UK?
You know Princess Diana?
Nope.
Oh, no. Stop.
Bro, your mom knows who
Please,
she is.
Stop.
Princess Diana.
She's cute.
How do you not know How do you not know who Princess Diana is, bro?
Bro, I don't know.
Do you know the Queen of England?
About the trash.
I mean, on the trash.
In the middle.
Didn't she die?
Yes.
Yeah.
So the Sidleys are calling bullshit on this.
Oh, I could smell it a mile away. Bros do not sit around. Okay. A, talking about their day, the day they had, and B, recording themselves like that. Bros don't do that. That's the problem. They tried to tap into this bro manosphere market, and
it was so obvious it was fake. And plus, Americans, West Coast Americans, do not refer to her as Princess Diana. That put alarm bells right away. Plus,
she also said Duchess of Sussex.
Yeah,
he also said
and he goes, "Don't you know who Prince Harry and Meghan Markle is? Oh, I fell in love with her in Suits.
They plugged Suits.
Kid, aren't you a little too young to have watched Suits? What was it? 10 years ago, 15 years ago? You're a little too young, dude. You're a little too young to
He was following the script well and truly.
Yes. He was not watching Suits. Kids like that they were playing video games, okay, when Suits was on for that kid. And they don't sit around talking like that. It was so fake. It was faker than the airline attendant.
Yeah.
Because I felt like this one was really pushing the envelope, but they're trying to make them authentic. They're trying to make them likable and accessible. But if Harry really did drive through a valet parking lot and he didn't take the valet, but he was just driving around with his bros, like the guy said, he was just with his crew, man.
With his bros.
You think they would even recognize him? You know how many celebrities go through a valet parking lot during the day or at night in Beverly Hills? Or LA or SoCal in general. It's insane. It's insane. And if they talked about every single interaction they had, all they would do is talking about interactions. It gets old after a while. It gets completely old. Nobody cares. Celebrities become like big deal. That's why celebrities can grocery shop and do everything down in SoCal, because nobody bugs them because they don't care.
Totally. And also, no one looking for social media clout or entertainment clout decides to talk about Harry and Meghan. Case in point, I mentioned her earlier, Mariah Carey. Mortifying interview on UK radio where she's asked about the royal that she's met. Of course, the praying and hoping, although you can tell that the presenters are terrified here of Mariah. You don't need to be terrified of Mariah. I've interviewed her, but they are very, very scared of her, which means you're not going to get a good interview out of her because they're like, oh, I've got Mariah Carey in the studio. So they're freaking out. They're wanting her to bring up Meghan Markle as the member of the royal family that she's met. She refuses. And, you know, this is something that's become quite famous with Mariah. Like, if she doesn't like someone, I can't remember, was it J-Lo? I think it's like, who is that person?
Yeah, J-Lo.
Who is J-Lo? Like, and now we're at the point of, who is Meghan Markle? Even though Meghan Markle invited and Mariah agreed to appear on the Archetypes podcast, which I think is one example of just how far Meghan Markle has fallen when you compare the Archetypes guest list to the guest list for With Love Meghan Series 2. But watch this.
In the store for you.
I don't think that's happening, but you know, my stylist is over there figuring it out, so you never know.
And any of the royal family coming to your gig? Are they invited?
I don't know. Of course they're invited, but I mean, I don't think they're coming to the gig.
Have you met them before? Met any of the royal family?
Fergie.
Ah, yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. Where did you meet her? What was she like? I've never.
It was like a party or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Was she cool? Cool vibes?
I thought she was cool.
To William and Kate, who value loyalty and privacy above all else, Meghan's behavior may have looked like betrayal, making her a target of mockery. But supporters argue this is just palace cruelty, proof Meghan was bullied and isolated long before she and Harry left. The Sidley twins of Twin Talks, known for stirring up controversy with their commentary, are the ones putting this nickname into the spotlight. They argue this isn't just a petty insult. It shows how William and Kate truly felt about Meghan all along, that she was never taken seriously and always viewed as an outsider. If true, it adds fuel to Meghan's claims of being unsupported and ridiculed inside the royal machine. This alleged nickname matters because it highlights the deep divide. If William and Kate were mocking Meghan behind her back, then reconciliation with Harry seems even more impossible. How do you rebuild trust when the future king and queen were allegedly laughing at your wife in private? It also adds weight to Meghan's narrative that she was disrespected, undermined, and ultimately forced out.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Seems fun.
Yeah.
She's a party person.
Oh my God, I got so frustrated because I'm like, the obvious follow-up questions, but no, you were on the Archetypes podcast because I would have loved to have seen the shade.
That was a sick burn. I mean, she's such a legend. I love Mariah. Obviously, we grew up with Mariah, so I'm not surprised she would do that. And I'm also not surprised she either diss Meghan or might have just forgotten, because I don't think Mariah went into the studio when she filmed Archetypes. I think she was being interviewed
over the phone
or something. It didn't feel genuine. That was the problem with Archetypes, was half of the time you could tell the producer was asking questions and getting the answers, and then Meghan would come in and dub her voice over it. But I don't know that for sure, but that's what it sounds like. But good for Mariah. I mean, she's the GOAT. I mean, she really is the GOAT, and she's timeless, and she's not going to deal with that.
We're seeing a pattern here, though, with celebrities
wanting nothing to do with this woman. Yeah.
We're seeing it now.
The downfall is crazy.
The fall from grace is, I've never seen anything like that in my life, ever.
Yeah.
To go from the Duchess of Sussex,
the royal family,
a working royal, to now she can barely get into Us magazine. She can barely get any kind of quote in Us magazine.
Totally. But honestly, I just wish, because I honestly think if they'd said, and by the way, it's me and my old mate, Mariah, and you don't have to be scared of her. I actually spent.
You look so handsome.
Oh my God, it was so long ago. It was so long ago. I'm trying to get back down to that weight, but I spent the day with her, and it is hilarious, right? Because you get left waiting 8 hours and all of that type of thing. But I honestly believe if they had just asked the follow-up question and said, "What about that podcast?" I'm almost certain Mariah would have said, "What podcast? What are you talking about?"
Yes,
and it would have been such a good moment, but they were too scared to go for the follow-up. Look, we've got to talk about the royals, because it's a really significant day for two reasons. Firstly, Princess Anne's birthday. I want to celebrate her. We'll do that in just one moment. But first, an incredible emotional moment today at the VJ 80th anniversary celebrations. Honestly, this made me cry when I first saw it. Maybe I'm a little bit emo today. There's a lot going on in the United Kingdom. We're in a troubled place, actually. Yes. But what happened is that a veteran, Yaba Abbas, went up on stage at this commemoration where King Charles was. There was a 2-minute silence today, reflections from the king about the true cost of war. He recorded a message earlier in the morning, but he went off script. And this doesn't usually happen. And you can imagine everyone sitting there thinking, oh my God, what's he going to say? Like, is he going to make a political statement? Is he going to say free Palestine? But actually what he does is a personal tribute to the king that leaves Camilla sobbing. Honestly, watch this.
No apology for briefly going off the script to salute my brave king, who is here with his beloved queen, in spite of the fact that he's under treatment for cancer, and that I share with him. And if it provides any comfort of which I've been rid for the past 25 years and counting. And I salute him for gracing this occasion, because by his presence here, he has gone a long way to make sure that his granddad's 14th Army is never given the sobriquet again of a forgotten army.
Wow. Wasn't that just beautiful?
Ooh. Oh gosh, Dan, that was amazing. We need more of that. We need more of that in the world. That was beautiful. And you're right. I mean, the world is so crazy right now, but to honor the king like that just goes to show you that maybe we'll be okay. Maybe if we continue with what we're doing and our traditions and respect, and I don't know what to say.
I'm all choked up.
I'm a
I
little
know.
choked up.
It was just one of those wonderful moments. And it's why actually I always wish that we had more of these unscripted moments, because I think it's when the royal family shines and when they're allowed to shine. And God bless that man for going off script in that manner, because it provided such a poignant moment. And look, can we also please talk about Princess Anne today? So often the forgotten member of the royal family, but she shouldn't be, because my God, this woman is stoic. That is the new portrait released today. She's having a private day, but the royal family did post ahead of Her Royal Highness's 75th birthday tomorrow. A new picture of the Princess Royal has been released by Buckingham Palace. The image was taken last month at her private residence. And there's also an incredible video, which we'll come to in just one moment. But before we do, there was a bit of a terrible muck-up that I can't imagine will have gone down very well with her. It's been described as Anne's birthday blunder. And it was the fact that this official fact sheet released by Buckingham Palace, the 14th fact was that Her Royal Highness also has 2 stepchildren from her second marriage to Sir Timothy Lawrence, Tom and Amy Lawrence. Now, Sir Tim Lawrence had never married before marrying Anne in 1992. He has no children whatsoever. It looks like that this was actually taken, unbelievably. The member of staff from Buckingham Palace used incorrect information published in an article by Woman and Home magazine in 2023. And I'm just a bit like, come on, guys. Come on. You can do better than that for Princess Anne.
Well, maybe they need to start rethinking who does their social media and putting stuff out, because I'm sure they don't want to get rid of like the people that usually do it, but that is a huge blunder. I mean, talk about confusing, because it makes especially Americans go, wait a second, he has kids, he was married. Because when you think of Princess Anne and Sir Timothy Lawrence, you think of like this wonderful love story and how they kind of modernize the modern family, and that it's okay to get divorced and you can fall in love and you can still have a wonderful second half of your life, which they show every day. But yeah, it was very confusing. I don't know why anyone would get something out of a magazine like that and not know. I think they need to address it in some way, because that was a huge blunder. But we just love Princess Anne.
I don't think she's going to address it, though.
No, I don't think the royal. It's not her who would address it. It would be
but anyone
Buckingham
from her
Palace.
camp. I don't think
Well,
she's going to
what
address
they
it.
have said is that they didn't use AI, because this had become a bit of a thing that, oh God, is the royal family using AI to prepare their press releases? Because apparently AI picks up on this incorrect article. But no, the palace insisted that it was just human error. And of course, human error does happen, but it's a bit of an embarrassing one for the 75th birthday. But I do want to just show you the incredible footage that Buckingham Palace released, and we can discuss this. So look, I mean, just wonderful. And when you think of the life that this woman has led, you think in those 75 years, look at the members of the royal family who were there. She spent so much of her early years absolutely loving being on the royal yacht Britannia and looking proudly down at her mother. And of course, Anne's great passion in life is her animals. And it was so interesting to me that in lots of these clips that were released this morning by Buckingham Palace, it really focuses on that. And all of a sudden I thought, it makes sense why she was such a brilliant horsewoman, because obviously it was part of her life from day one. And I just thought it was lovely. Just
She's
beautiful
also the perfect example of how you can raise your kids to not be working royals, but they can still be respectful and good kids, and they don't need titles, but they can still love their family and do their own thing. And she is the example of that. And that's why I just love her.
I love her relationship with her
brother, King Charles. I just love it.
Oh, yeah.
She's very protective. Like, she's authentic. Just a wonderful, wonderful woman, and so happy that I believe that she
Look
really
at
is
her.
coming out to shine now.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at her. She's gorgeous.
Well, thanks to social media, I think it finally got to America that she works so hard. I mean, nobody knew because she's not going to go out there and tell people. She doesn't brag. She doesn't boast.
She doesn't.
And it took kind of like the social media craze to say, wait a second, this woman works hard.
Yes,
She works for the
she's
crown.
the no-nonsense princess who made no fuss when she was kidnapped at knife point. You know, who rewears outfits from 40 years ago, you know, and it's a brilliant example actually of what that generation did, because she learned from her mother, she learned from her father, and my producer pointed out actually those Adidas glasses. She's also worn them over years and years and years. I do think she would get rid of them though. Not a big fan of those glasses. But happy 75th, Princess Anne, having a rare day off, apparently sailing around the coast of Scotland with her husband today, which is so lovely.
Look, we can't know for sure if this WhatsApp nickname is true or just rumor. But here's what we do know. William, Kate, Meghan, and Harry haven't been a fab for 4 years. The bitterness runs deep. And whether it's laughingstock or something else, it's clear Meghan has never been respected by William and Kate the way royals claim they respect family. If true, this is petty. If false, it's still telling, because people believe it so easily. That says everything about how toxic this feud has become. So what do you think? Did William and Kate really call Meghan a laughingstock in their private WhatsApp group? Is this just mean-spirited gossip, or proof that Meghan was mocked and mistreated inside the palace? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share if you want more unfiltered royal breakdowns. Because one thing's certain, if these nicknames are real, the royal feud is deeper than anyone imagined.